Are you bleeding?
Yeah, staples.
Ah, staple, gotcha. You don't lick bloody fingers, honey.
3,000 watt, reliable brand inverter. I think if you look on Amazon, it's called WZRELB. But it's a 12 volt, 3,000 watt DC to AC inverter. And I was kind of hoping it'd be smaller, but it's not very small.
Maybe we'll get lucky and it's like the other ones when we open it up. The packing won't be.
I'm hoping there's a lot of packing.
There is a lot of packing. Ooh, it is smaller.
Quite a bit of packing. So that's good.
Oops.
Okay, looks like it comes with our control panel. So you can turn it on and off. The wire to go to it. Yep, goes to the control panel.
Did you know it came with that?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Couple of wires, but these wires, after watching the videos, if you have as many batteries as we do, we're not going to be able to use these wires. They're only 7-gauge wires, and using two of them together it comes out to 250 amps, and everything we have here is rated 300 amp. So product manual, extra fuses. If the inverter actually blows a fuse, you can actually take it apart and put new fuses in it.
Will we be able to get to it to do that?
Not easily. Nicely packaged. This is the DC hookup side. This will go to our batteries. And this is the AC side. This will actually go to our switch, automatic transfer switch. What I needed to get from this was the size of the inverter to see how it's going to fit inside of our box here. So it looks like the DC side is going to need a hookup. And it's about, let's say, 17 inches. And it's actually going to be about 10 inches wide. 17 by 10.
Is it ER? Oh, that's close enough. In case you guys don't know, I'm a horrible speller. Okay, what was your next measurement you needed?
So just from looking at this, I'm thinking it'd be nice to put the inverter right on the back wall.
Do you need a size of anything else before while I'm standing here with a pen in my hand?
The back wall, we have about
Put back wall.
20 and a half inches.
Okay.
And then we stood up, what, 10? And we have 12.
Okay, I got that wrote down. Anything else you want to measure?
The only problem is that the vent this inverter has got two vents, as you can see, and those vents need to be open so it can cool itself. So if we have this hanging like this,
It's going right into the cabinet door.
yeah, it's gonna blow right into the.
No, it's blowing in that way.
It blows out.
There's the vent
Here's the input. These are the.
over there,
Oh, it's gonna go that way.
which is going to hit a wall.
And it's gonna. Well, we don't want it venting into our battery bank because the batteries have
That's
to be
where it's
kept
venting.
cool.
The way you have it right now, it's venting. You have to flip it the other direction.
Well, if you do that, then you have to get extra long cables that go from the
Well,
battery over.
it can't vent that way because that's the batteries. That's the batteries that direction. So you want it venting this way.
Okay, it looks like our reliable inverter is going to fit on that back wall, and there's got to be about 4 inches of space on each side for venting.
You just took that piece of wire and put 3
terminal ends on it, and I'm hooking it to my inverter. And you got to watch out, these inverters are all made in China nowadays, and they explain to you in the directions what is live, what do they call it here? Live, neutral, and ground. So you got to kind of convert that to what US wiring standards would be. In the United States, live is black, neutral is white, which it goes to their black wire, and the ground, of course, is just the middle, the grounding to the yellow. That's easy to figure out. That doesn't change. But the live is their red, which corresponds to our black. Their black is really our white, which corresponds to our neutral. So it's kind of confusing. I just wish electricians would use like positive, negative just throughout, and don't worry about neutrals, lives, grounds. Positive, negative, ground. Positive, negative, ground. To me, it'd be so much easier, but they have to use these other terms, and you have to convert it to what you're doing. This wire that I'm putting on right now, from the inverter to the AC to the power panel, is going to go through my Go Power switch right here. So that's going to go from the inverter to the switch to the power panel. So depending on which AC source we're using, the switch will switch off.
So that wire goes to the switch.
Yes. And I'm going right to the switch. And it doesn't need to be very long, so most of this is going to get cut off. It's going to get... I only bought like 3 or 4 feet, and that's all we need. And we're working in a really tight, small area. In fact, I'm not real sure where I'm going to put the solar charge controllers yet. We'll see. We'll see how much room we have. But anyway, we're just starting on the install. We have to get this inverter basically put in place. I'll put my bus bars in place. I'll put the switches, the on and off switches, the emergency on and off power switches, the battery master switches in place, and then run wires between all of that. So I think that's the plan for right now.
Okay, this switch will turn the inverter on and off, and we're going to install it right there. So it'll be right beside the control panel. He's getting ready to put a hole there to install this.
Here's the switch installed, where we're going to put it anyway. We need 4 screws each of the corners, and it'll be done. The next step for us will be to install this battery switch in, so we have a place we can actually just turn off the batteries as quickly as possible in case of emergency. For us, it's going to go down here next to our battery bank on the wall. I think right here on this wall. So we just reach up, shut it off. Okay, I got the wire, the AC wire, fed up to the switch from the inverter. So now I can actually put the cover back on the transfer switch and start working on the DC wiring that goes to the batteries to the inverter now.
The next step, part 3, will be to install the lithium batteries so we can wire them to the inverter. Then we can run the wires from the inverter to the switch, and that will conclude part 3. So subscribe if you haven't already, give us a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.